Hello and welcome. Thank you for being here today. This is where we turn vision into reality, one thought at a time. The title for today's talk is How Gratitude Accelerates Manifestation. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to stop trying. That sounds simple, but it goes against almost everything we have been taught. We are taught to try harder, think more, push through, and figure it out no matter what. Manifestation doesn't respond to trying. It responds to allowing. Trying carries tension. Allowing carries openness. We are not here to practice gratitude like it's a task. We are here to understand what happens when gratitude appears naturally, without force. Because when gratitude is real, it changes the way life responds to us naturally. And I know most of us have heard a lot about gratitude already. We have read about it, talked about it, maybe even written gratitude lists for ourselves. But I want to talk about it in a very human way, not as a technique, not as something we should be doing, but as a state we return to when we want life to move again in our favor, basically. When things feel stuck, heavy, delayed, or unclear, we need this attitude basically to make something change. And now let's talk about why gratitude feels hard sometimes. Sometimes gratitude feels difficult, not because we are ungrateful people, but because we are tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of being patient, tired of doing the work and not seeing results yet. And when we are tired like that, the idea of gratitude can feel almost impossible or insulting. It can feel like someone's saying, just be grateful, when what we really want in life is relief, movement, or change. So I want to say this clearly. If gratitude feels hard, nothing has gone wrong. It doesn't mean you're doing manifestation wrong. It doesn't mean you're blocked. It doesn't mean you are unspiritual. It's just the fact that you're human. Real gratitude doesn't begin with effort. It doesn't begin with forcing your emotions to change. It begins with permission to stop pretending, permission to feel what you feel exactly as it is, permission to admit this is hard, permission to be exactly where you are. And only after that permission is given, only after the inner pressure drops, does gratitude become possible. Gratitude is a state, not a mood. Gratitude isn't something you feel all the time. It's something you return to, like balance. You lose it and you come back to it over and over and over again. Gratitude is an excitement. It's the moment you stop leaning forward into the future or backward into the past. And manifestation happens in the present moment. Not because the present is magical, but because it is the only place life can respond. Gratitude brings you here in the present, in the now, where everything is happening. Life cannot meet you in the past. Life cannot meet you in imagined future. Gratitude gently brings you back to where you can be met. And gratitude is not politeness. A lot of people confuse gratitude with politeness, saying thank you, being well-mannered, making gratitude lists because we were told it is good for us. That's not wrong, but it's not the kind of gratitude that change things. The gratitude that accelerates manifestation is much quieter. It's not something you perform for life. It's something you rest into. It's the moment you stop arguing with the present, even for a few seconds. And those seconds matter more than we realize. Because when we are arguing with reality, we are pushing against it, and life doesn't move easily when we are pushing. Even a brief pause in the pushing, even a short moment of, okay, this is where I am, changes the entire conversation between you and life. Manifestation responds to emotional signals, not words. We can't say affirmations all day long. We can repeat positive statements. We can visualize endlessly. But if underneath all of these, there is tension, fear, pressure, or impatience, that's the signal that life hears from us. Gratitude changes the signal, not by saying everything is perfect, not by pretending things are fine, but by saying something much simpler. I am not in danger right now. And that one message is incredibly powerful, because when the body hears that, it relaxes. And a relaxed body is open to all the situations and possibilities. When you are grateful, even slightly, your system stops scanning for fears and threats. And when the system stops scanning for threats, energy that was locked in protection becomes available for creation. This is why gratitude is often working even when nothing else does. It bypasses effort. And the body has a role in manifestation, actually. We talk a lot about mindset, but manifestation doesn't start in the mind, it starts in the body. If the body feels unsafe, manifestation slows down. Gratitude sends one of the clearest signals of safety, not joy, not positivity. Safety, and when the body feels safe, energy that was stuck in defense mechanisms becomes available for creation. This is why gratitude works even when you don't believe in it. The body responds first. What is subtle gratitude versus dramatic gratitude? Most people think gratitude has to be strong. Big feelings, big emotions, big appreciation, but it doesn't. Subtle gratitude is often far more powerful. A quiet exhale, a softening in the chest, a sense of I can stop holding my breath. Those moments don't look impressive, but they change your relationship with life more than what you can imagine. They train your system to relax instead of brace. And also, gratitude and desire can coexist. This part is very important to understand. You don't have to stop wanting. You don't have to lower your dreams. You don't have to give up what you are hoping for. Gratitude does not replace desire, it balances it. Gratitude without desire feels stagnant, like giving up, like settling. But together, they create flow. Gratitude says, I'm okay now. And desire says, and I'm open to more. That combination is incredibly powerful. It attracts to you the movements and the scenarios that the universe can offer to you to fulfill your desires. Now let's discuss why forcing gratitude doesn't work. Have you ever tried to feel grateful when you really weren't? It usually doesn't work, and often it makes things even worse. Because forced gratitude creates inner conflict. One part of you says, I should be grateful, and another part says, but I'm not okay. What should I be grateful for? That split is resistance, and resistance slow manifestation. Real gratitude never argues with your truth. It never says you shouldn't feel what you feel. It just gently asks, is there anything here that isn't broken? Even one small thing, and that's enough. Another aspect of this is timing. One of the hardest parts of manifestation is timing. We don't usually doubt that something could happen. We doubt when gratitude softens our relationships with time, shift us from waiting to living, from not yet to still here. And something strange happens when we stop waiting. Life catches up. Gratitude moves the pressure we put on time, and pressure is what slows things down. The other secret to it is trust without certainty. Gratitude does not require certainty. You don't have to believe everything will work out. You just have to stop assuming it won't. Gratitude lives in that middle space, not blind optimism, not hopelessness, just openness. And openness is incredibly attractive to life. Gratitude doesn't live in special moments. It lives in ordinary ones. The way you pause before reacting, the way you breathe before responding, the way you soften instead of pushing. Those micro moments are where manifestation is trained. Life responds to how you move through the small things. The way your body supports you without asking permission, the fact that you're aware. These things don't feel dramatic, but they are constant. Even your breathing. And consistency is more powerful than intensity. A quiet, steady openness changes more than occasional excitement. And I want to remind you that gratitude is not something you do with your mind. It is something you allow in your body. Let it be simple. Let it be gentle. Let it be enough. And finally, I'm going to suggest a few practical ways to live gratitude. When we talk about gratitude, people often think, but what do I actually do? And that's a fair question, because gratitude is not meant to be another item on a to-do list. It is meant to gently change how we move through life. So I want to share a few practical ways to work with gratitude. Start with the body, not the mind. One of the most practical ways to access gratitude is through the body itself. Instead of asking, what am I grateful for? Ask, where can I soften right now? Maybe it's your shoulders. Maybe it's your jaw. Maybe your breath. When the body softens, gratitude often appears on its own, not as a thought, but as relief. Sometimes gratitude is simply the feeling of not needing to brace. Practice enough for this moment. You don't need to feel grateful for your whole life. That's too much, too difficult, too far-fetched. Just ask, is this moment survivable? Is this moment okay enough? If the answer is yes, even slightly, that's gratitude. Gratitude doesn't need enthusiasm. It just needs honesty. The other thing is to use micro-pause during the day. One of the most powerful practices is pausing before reacting, before you answer a message, before you respond to a situation, before you rush into the next thing. Just one breath. That pause says to your system, I am here. I'm not in danger. That is gratitude in action. The other thing is to acknowledge what's supporting you. Most of life supports us quietly. Your breath, gravity, your body regulating itself with ease, the ground holding you. Once a day, notice something that is working without effort. Not because it's impressive, but because it's dependable. Dependability builds trust, and trust invites manifestation into your life. Let gratitude be wordless. You don't have to say thank you to everything. Sometimes gratitude is just a soft inward nod, a feeling of yes, this is the moment. When gratitude becomes wordless, it stops being performative and starts being real. Allow mixed emotions. One of the most practical forms of gratitude is allowing complexity. And you can be grateful and sad at the same time, grateful and uncertain, grateful and wanting more. You don't have to clear up your emotions to practice gratitude. In fact, allowing mixed feelings creates more honesty, and honesty opens flow. The other thing is to end your day by noticing one neutral moment, a quiet moment, a simple moment, a neutral moment. Gratitude grows in simplicity, not drama. Try to view gratitude as behavior, not feeling. Sometimes gratitude isn't something you feel. It's how you behave. Resting when you're tired. Being kind to yourself when you make a mistake. Stopping when you're pushing too hard. This is gratitude expressed through self-respect. Try to speak gratitude in real language. If you talk about gratitude out loud, let it be real. Not, I am so grateful for everything, but instead you can say, I appreciate this moment. This helps. This feels supportive. Simple language keeps gratitude grounded and real. And finally, let gratitude come and go. Don't try to hold on to gratitude. Let it come and let it go. Let it return. Gratitude isn't something you maintain. It's something you revisit. And each time you return to it, even briefly, you reopen the channel for life to move in. And what to remember from this talk, basically, to summarize, you don't need to find gratitude. You just need to stop blocking it. Let the breath breathe you. Let the body settle itself. Let awareness rest in peace. Gratitude will appear on its own, not as a thought, but as an ease. Gratitude doesn't make life perfect. It makes life responsive. And that's where manifestation begins to work. And with this, we end the session today. Thank you so much for being here. Until the next time, this is Afsane, reminding you your future is calling.